let's slide this in again. Pulled it out earlier because we had a broken part that needed to be replaced. So this beauty right here, wait a minute, how far in, where's my hand diagram right there? This beauty right here, this piece was broken, it was broken in there. There's a piece of plastic in there that was broken off. And we ordered, and it took longer than we'd hoped to get here. So it's here now. And we're continuing, pushing this back in, lining it back up. All right. Also, I had the lower intake manifold was on backwards. The lower intake manifold fits on the engine frontwards or backwards. It'll fit on either direction. So make sure that if you've gotten this far, you've either got the intake manifold on frontwards or you got it on backwards. If it's not pointing out the same direction as your intake, I forget what this thing is. It's the throttle body. If it's not on the same side as the throttle body, then you got it on backwards. But it will fit on there. It'll fit on the car either way. All right, let's hook these parts back on to where they were. And let's see, this guy probably slides on here, down here. Yeah, it does. I'm going to unplug this, put this piece on first. All right, I need to point my camera down a little bit so it'll... Okay, now hook this piece on here. There, that's on there nicely. This piece goes on here nicely. Now we can hook our fuel up, plug that in, hook up our water. Well, let's connect up our, that's not the right one. Yeah, before I do any of that, let me go ahead and put this, let's hook up some more of this electrical. Let me put the heat shield on the exhaust manifold. Yeah. Now let's plug that in. There. Plug that in. And we can plug this in. Hook that. All right, so no. Let's see, maybe that plugs in there, and this comes around and plugs in down here. And then this guy hooks on right there. Okay. And hook up some of these hoses, if for no other reason, to get them out of the way. Okay, with this cooler, let's see, how can we get that cooler? Well, I don't know if that's the way it goes, so let's check out our manual before we go any further, because that I don't know. It looks like it would come down and hook on something that way, but it also I may have it upside down. So let's see. This is the power steering assembly. Looks like some sort of power steering cooler. Power steering cooler pipe hose replacement. Cooler, power steering cooler. 1527. And that's another book. That'll be book number 3. Okay, it does go that way, and there's another, okay, it hooks on to that piece there. Okay, so this guy is going to be hanging out here until we get that piece. There's another whole piece that goes on here. All right. And this looks like it hooks into the evaporator on the top and on the bottom. But this goes right into the air conditioning compressor. So I'm going to leave that over here whilst I find where, let's see. There's a bolt that goes right in there for our exhaust manifold. And I see some bolts over there, and I think I know just the one. This guy right here. Although it seems pretty clean for... I just want to apologize for this view. I mean, it's just, there's just no good way to let you see what's going on down in here. Well, how can I get I guess I can get a screwdriver, a ratchet back in there. I don't think that's a 13, I think it's a 15. Let's see, it's about the same size as this, which is a 15. In fact, I don't want that one. I want this one. I'm going to want this. Take this tin and put it away. 13, 14, 15. The 13. Really? Yeah. Yes, really. Yeah, really. Absolutely. Yes, indeedy. Well, doing the trick, although It sounded like something snapped back there in there, but it didn't. It just, the socket wrench just popped off. I was trying to move too fast. In my effort to stop popping my knuckles, I popped my knuckle. Popped off again. I'm using some power on this. Looks like my cart is right. The arm of my cart is right in the spot. Yep. Ow. Well, that is that. Okay. That is some sort of ground wire. That looks like it grounds onto the radiator. And then this is that's a different thing. That's another thing. All right. Where is my plug for this guy? Is this it right here? It is. Well, no, maybe it's not. Nope, it isn't. Nope. That's not it either. So I'm starting to run low on plugs. Things to plug in. A little bit concerned about this guy, how it just kind of spreads out there. Wondering does that plug in here? But then this guy, it's just kind of crossed over each other. So Jesus. All right. Yeah. That's all fine and good, but okay, maybe I can pull this out around through here. All right, I twisted these around. Twisted these around in a way that now I need to unplug this and bring it back around, because I don't think this should be wrapped around this like this. I mean, I could plug it, I could just force it around here and plug it in, but I don't think that's going to do the trick. That's going to be the right way to do it. So, get a screwdriver. Okay. Plug that in. Okay, now this guy's free. There. This well, don't really know where that goes. We'll have to find that later. There's a great big piece of this. It's a great big piece of this car that's got to go back on. It's got a lot of plugs in it. So, I mean, for instance, this thing needs to mount someplace. In fact, it's going to mount this way. In fact, I think it mounts even a different way. So I might even have to unplug all of these to mount this. I think it mounts over here. I think it mounts over on this side. So all right. So what else we got? You look like you hook onto this right here. Grip around this piece and snap together. Got that plugged in. We want to find where this goes. Well, it's got to be somewhere around here, somewhere right over in here. because it looks like that plugs, that doesn't plug in right there. Maybe here? Yep, looks like that might plug in right there. I'm going to go ahead and bring this around. Leave that unplugged. We'll hook up the transmission a little bit later. That is definitely not that. This guy, no, that's also. Okay, so we need some place for this guy to plug in. And we need some place for this. Yeah, we'll find all that stuff. Engine top. Seems like there'd be a clamp right here. Got an extra clamp over here. This clamp seems a little bit too big. Yeah, maybe it's right size. I don't know, that didn't seem very tight. But it'll hold it on there better than nothing. And it's an extra hose clamp. And that's a hose. Alright, do I have these on now? Yep. Come on. Okay. Well, sure don't want to break anything. take those clamps off. That did clamp down in there real nice and easy before, but now it's giving me a tough time, so. Keep going back to this and this. And then there's a bolt missing from here, so that is definitely there's something. And I think it's this guy over here. No, that does not go upside down, and I don't think it goes down in here like this, so must hook on to something else. So we'll put that back over here. So I don't want to hook this on first. I don't want to put this up yet. I don't want to hook up the pipe for the air compressor just yet, because it's going to be in the way of some other things. So, namely, this guy right here. So let's take a look under here and see. All right, so this guy's got to come back this way. And let's see what we have. All right, let's line up the steering column with the power steering, whatever that thing is called. It's a different name for every, looks like a different name in every car. All right, let me reach back here and get this cable. While the getting's good. That would go up there. There's no battery in the car, so we're safe with that. In fact, since there's no battery in the car, we'll just go ahead and hook it up. Now, I wouldn't try this with the battery in the car. You still got a bunch of electrical stuff to hook up. Does this plug into this hole? I don't think so. I don't think that's where that goes, but maybe it does. Maybe this goes in here.